we're gonna end on something extremely different because we have a special guest, Harley B, and we're talking. And I wanted to show her this because it's just cool. Have you actually, Ty? Have you seen Vsauce before? I used to watch Vsauce all the fucking time when I fucking discovered this channel, and I think this was 11 years ago. And I think this was actually the first one of his videos I've seen. No? Oh, dog, where do you get your fucking mind blown, bro? This dude talks like a fucking rapper almost. Well, not really, but he just real nerd talk, and I love it. Also, very interesting topic. Why are things creepy? I love the idea. Love it. Now let's go.
Hey, Vsauce. Michael here. Fear gives us life. Being afraid of the right things kept our ancestors alive. It makes sense to be afraid of poisonous insects or hungry tigers. But what about fear when there is no clear and obvious danger? For instance, a teddy bear with a full set of human teeth.
No, who's that?
Or
Oh,
a
word?
smile. .jpg. There's something a little off about these images. Too much mystery and strangeness. But no obvious threat the way there is with a gun or a falling rock. But yet they still incite fear because they are creepy. But why? What gives us the creeps? What causes something to be creepy? We are now in my bedroom, the bedroom I grew up in Kansas. Like a lot of children my age, I was
a former NBA
terrified
player.
of scary stories to tell in the dark.
I
But
love
the
that
very
book
first
series.
book that ever scared me was The Curse of the Squirrel. To this day, I still haven't finished the book, but that's just me. Psychologist James Geer developed the Fear Survey Schedule 2, which he used to find out what scared us the most. Combined with the results of a more recent Gallup poll, these are the things that scare the most.
Suffocation, no breathing, no. Suffocation, failing a test, injury of a loved one, death of a loved one, death of your own death, being self-conscious. Being self-conscious is a fear. I never knew that. Not being a success, yes. Snakes, nuclear war, definitely, especially nowadays. Speaking from a group, like I just said. Looking foolish, terrorist attacks, spiders, war, making mistakes, the future, being alone, criminal, or gang violence.
Most of us the most. All of these things are scary, but are they creepy? Let's get more specific. I love the way Stephen King delineates 3 types of scary stuff. The first is the gross out. This is something disgusting, morbid, diseased. The second is horror. Horror to King is the unnatural, a giant spider, or being grabbed in the dark when you thought you were alone. The third, terror, is different, creepier. He says terror is coming home to find that everything that you own has been replaced with an exact copy. Terror is feeling something behind you, its breath on your neck, knowing that you will be grabbed, but then turning around.
That kid has a
breath on your neck.
huge head. Who the fuck did this kid like this? Is fucking Jimmy Neutron's son? Jesus Christ.
Knowing that you will be grabbed, but then turning around to find that there was never anything there in the first place. Not a lot of research has been done on that feeling, the creeps. But many theories and ideas involve vagueness, ambiguity. For instance, masks and why clowns are
That's just a creepy picture by itself.
Claude
What the
Levi-Strauss
fuck?
wrote this and why clowns.
That's kind of cheating. I do agree, clowns are fucking creepy. I used to be scared of Ronald McDonald, but this is just unfair.
Are creepy. Claude Levi-Strauss wrote that the facial disguise temporarily eliminates from social intercourse the part of the body which reveals personal feelings and
Right.
attitudes. Part of the reason even a neutral or happy mask can be creepy may have to do with ambiguity. A mask hides the true emotions and intentions of the person underneath. I don't know if the person wearing that mask is a threat or not. Vagueness is creepy when it comes to the human form. This is the famous uncanny valley. On a chart of humanness, there's a zone.
Familiarity, human likeness, corpse, prosthetic hand, stuffed animal, humanoid. I don't know what that fucking word is. Bunraku puppet? What the fuck is that? It sounds Japanese or Korean. And they have a lot of creepy
where
shit.
something can be almost entirely
They're one of the
human,
best people
but
at
off
horror.
by just a little. Not so wrong that it's clearly fake or funny, or so good that it's indistinguishable. Instead, it's just
Ew.
troubling. The creepiness of the uncanny valley is wonderfully demonstrated by John Bergeron's Singing Androids. Watch these videos when you're alone. A similar uneasy feeling comes from Shay St. John, a character created by Eric Fournier, funny to some, nightmare fuel to others. Uncanny
There's a lot of
humanoids,
fucked up shit
like
on the
all
internet,
creepy things,
especially way back in the day.
straddle a line between two regions that we can understand and explain with language. Francis T. McAndrew and Sarah Kohnke describe being creeped out as an adaptive human response to the ambiguity of threats from others. Creepy things are kind of a threat, maybe, but they're also kind of not. So our brains don't know what to do. Some parts respond with fear, while other parts don't, and they don't know why. So instead of achieving a typical fear response, horror, we simply feel uneasy, terror, creeped out. Between the mountains of safety and danger, there is a valley of creepiness, where the limits of our knowledge and trust and security aren't very clear. Will looking at this cause you to die 1 week later?
No.
Impossible, right? Maybe that's the terror of ambiguity. We don't do well with ambiguity. When it involves our own intentions, it can make us lie. And when it involves danger, but no recognizable threat, it can make us think and feel some pretty weird things. Have you ever peered over a ledge, a railing, way
Yep.
high up,
I
so
hate-
high
I
up that
hate
you
it,
get
hate
nervous and dizzy, and felt something pushing
Well, I'm
you?
6'6",
Maybe
so I get that
even an
feeling all the
urge
time.
to jump. Have you ever stood on a ledge with a loved one and realized that you could push them?
Yes and no.
It would be that easy. You really could do it. And maybe you do want to do it, or maybe it's just cognitive dissonance. The fact that your brain is having to deal with ambiguity. A recent study by Jennifer Hames at Florida State University dubbed this the high place phenomenon. When approaching a ledge and a dangerous drop, your survival instinct kicks in and you pull yourself away. But your balance and motor systems don't get it. Nothing is pushing you, and you don't normally fall or leap randomly. So what's going on? The part of your brain that processes intention might resolve this by determining that something must be pushing you, or that you might actually want to jump or push your friend, even if none of that is true.
Yeah, it's kind of like a morbid curiosity, right? It's not like you're suicidal. It's just like, I wonder what would happen if I just kind of jumped off this, you know?
Now, we're not done with ambiguity yet, because our language reflects the gray area of terror and creepiness. Take a look at the word terror itself.
Error.
We have horrible and horrific, terrible and
Terrific?
terrific. Why is that? Well, through history, we never really figured out what to call powerful experiences, because they're both They are full of awe. Awesome. And they are full of awe. Awful.
Mm-hmm.
We need them to survive. We need fears and the creeps to understand our size, our weaknesses. But on the other hand, avoiding them is pretty great too. The creeps is a physical reminder that the world is vague and full of
It
ambiguity.
is true. We do try to avoid these things because, you know, how the way they make us feel. But you should definitely, well, depending on what the fear is, not if it's like a fear of drugs, but like the creepy thing, like spiders or like social anxiety or whatever. You should really like submerge yourself in these things so you can get used to them, right? Otherwise, you'll never get over them. If you keep running away from it, you're never gonna get over it. Because once you encounter it again, you'll go back to the same mental state as you were before, right? I used to be terrible at public. I like talking in general, and anxiety and shit until I did canvassing. You know what I'm saying?
But that we are cunning, always trying to figure things out, but nonetheless fragile. Is that terrible or terrific? Well, it's both, which, as a creepy ghost would say, is kind of boo.
Shut your ass up.
And as always, thanks for watching.
That was a great video. I fucking love that. I fucking love that video. I love this whole channel. I'm pretty sure he left the channel though, like, or retired a while ago. Well, that's gonna do it for me for this 3 or some odd hour stream. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. And if you want more, y'all know what to do. I might come back later tonight if something else happens, but if not, just stay tuned.